Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and today I have a Spies-y Ball deck for you guys. This is a Spies deck, and this is a Masquerade Ball scenario deck. And I feel like Nilfgaard's just a wee bit busted at the moment, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these cards, I would say, pretty damn powerful. You have a lot of potential with the deck, and it is an Imperial formation deck as well. This deck was based on a version made by Braathens, who is a member of Team Leviathan Gaming, and he was number 2 on the ladder last season, so I feel like he does know what he's talking about. I've tweaked it a little bit for things that I wanted to try out, including Coup De Grace, for example, but overall, based on his list, and if you want to find out more about Team Leviathan Gaming, there'll be a link to their website in the description below. Okay, so, Imperial formation. Order, boost an allied unit by 2. Charges 4. Once all charges have been exhausted, move a soldier unit from your deck to the top. So we're going to be using this to put Afan Hilligrand on the top of our list. If moved to the top of your deck, summon this unit to the melee row. So once we finish using our charges, we also get a little bit of tempo. It's a nice option, really, with this. You have other soldiers, so, you know, you could... if you happen to draw Afan and Brick, you can still use formation to put something like Usurper Officer on the top of your deck, for example, and then you could potentially draw that with Joachim. So you've got options in that, but typically you're playing this with Afan. We have Magic Lamp because we don't really want to boost anything and go too tall. Anything that we want to boost, we can always use an Imperial formation charge on, so you have that option. Then we have Masquerade Ball, which is our scenario. Progress whenever you play an Aristocrat. When we play this, it spawns a Thirsty Dame. These, whenever an enemy unit receives a status, such as poison or spying, for example, boost self by 1. If we play a second Aristocrat, we'll spawn a Fangs of the Empire, which allows us to poison an enemy, which will also boost this as its status. And then if we play another one, we get a second Fangs of the Empire, so we can poison our opponents and kill them. We then also have Vincent van Morlehelm, who is an Aristocrat. Destroy an enemy unit with status. So if we put poison or spying onto a unit, or our opponent plays a Veil unit, we can then just kill it with Vincent, which is nice. Usurper Officer, we have this as the new evolving card. And we are running a devotion deck here. We have no neutral cards, so it's worth being aware of that. So when we play this on round 1, it would spawn one operative on an enemy row, and we would be able to seize it and bring it back. However, typically you want to play this in round 2 or 3, because in round 2 or 3, he transforms, so then we'll have Usurper General, and he spawns an operative on each enemy row, so we get 2 operatives, and we can pull them back. And then if you play him on round 3, he then also has an ability where whenever you play an agent, so a spy, boosts self by 1. So he has a little bit of an engine ability and Veil. So you can see like how he improves on round 2, which is where it's fine to play him, but round 3 is where he has his most potential. And then we have Braathens, who is a human agent. Assimilate. Create and play a bronze disloyal Nilfgaard unit. And here's the thing about disloyal, right? Bronze disloyal Nilfgaard units. There we go. There are exactly 3 of them. So you don't actually have a choice here, right? You create and play, you can basically play a Duchess's Informant, an Emissary, or a Mage Infiltrator. And this card also has Assimilate, right? And because you are creating it, when you play him, he's going to boost himself up to 5. If you picked the Duchess's Informant, you'll then create another card, because you can create a bronze opponent's card, and then boost him up to 6. So pretty flexible. And then, yeah, he's Assimilate, so then when you create more cards, like, for example, Usurper Officer spawns cards, he can boost from them as well. Next up, we have Coup De Grace, which is our Echo card. We damage an enemy unit by 2. If we kill the unit, we will spawn and play a base copy of it. And if we target a spying unit, we will always trigger this ability. And this card will go from our graveyard to the top of our deck. That's what Echo does at the start of the next round. So at the beginning of the round, move this card from graveyard to the top of its owner's deck, give it Doom. So we can play this twice. And the second time we play it, it's Doom, so it is removed from the game. We have Joachim. He's disloyal. He's also an Aristocrat, which is worth being aware of, as is not Usurper Officer, sorry, where is he? Fergus. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so he's disloyal. We play the top non-disloyal unit from our deck and boost it by 8. So we can use Coup De Grace on Joachim in order to draw more cards from our deck. We also have Yennefer's Invocation, so we can put an enemy card at the top of our deck, and then we can use Joachim to play that card if we aren't going to draw into it, say, in round 3. The other thing to be aware of is, because our deck is a devotion deck, if we take an opponent's devotion card, our deck still has no neutrals, and that's the requirement for devotion. It's not about having only your faction cards, it's about having neutrals, right? So we can actually utilize devotion effects, and that's something that's worth being aware of with Yennefer. Okay, so we have Fergus. He's another aristocrat. He gives an enemy unit spying. With devotion, he actually gives 3 enemy units spying. So we can set up cards for Coup De Grace, which is a really nice effect. We can put spying onto something and then use Coup De Grace to create our own copy of it. And because Coup De Grace spawns and plays, it obviously helps with Braathens Assimilate. But you play the card so you can get its effect effectively. So he's also an aristocrat, which means he can trigger our Masquerade Ball. We have Roderick, who's an aristocrat. He is a spy, looks at 2 random gold cards from our deck, then plays one of them. So he also synergizes with things like Impera Enforcer. We have these, we play this, we damage an enemy unit by 1. That's our order ability, and whenever an enemy gains spying, gain 1 charge. So we get a charge whenever we play a spy, but also if we play something like Fergus, where we give an enemy unit spying, we would then gain 3 charges. And we can protect this by boosting it with our Imperial formation as well, which is a nice option. Amnesty, I think, is a decent new card. You seize an enemy unit with 3 power or less, and because we have devotion, we will always trigger the conspiracy, which is we boost it by 2. So we take a 3 and then we boost it. And if you can grab an engine from your opponent's side of the board, this is really quite impactful. And it's just like a decent little power play as well. So this card is like worst case, you know, I mean, maybe you seize a 3 and just boost it by 2, so it's an 8-point play, but there is a lot of potential for engines. We have 1 Diviner, which has Assimilate, which is nice in this deck, but also gives us a Purify. We have 2 Duchess's Informants, so these are our spies that we're going to be used to play base copies of our opponent's cards. So we can then trigger Assimilate and stuff. We have 1 Turning Joust for removal. We have 2 Daithwin Arbalists. These would usually give 3 bleeding to an enemy unit, but because we have Conspiracy, we deal 3 damage. So we play this, and this gives us damage. So we can always use this to set up Amnesty, for example. We have a couple Magni Divisions as a proactive play. So, you know, if we're going first, then we can play these. We have 2 Van Morlehelm Hunters. These are aristocrats. If you play them melee, you give an enemy unit bleeding. If you play them range, you lock a unit. We have 1 Emissary, another disloyal unit, to boost an ally by 6. This is also, you can use this as an opening play. If you don't have anything, you can use Magic Lamp and then play this. And then we have 1 Mage Infiltrator who will damage adjacent units by 3, which is really good against monsters and Endrega Lava, because if the opponent has 2 Endrega Lava, you just play this between them and kill them both, which is a really strong counter, because Endrega Lava are nonsense, shall we say. Anyway, that is the deck. If you like this deck, leave a like, and don't forget to check out the Team Leviathan Gaming website in the description below. Shout out to Gravesh for the base version of the list. Without further ado, though, let's jump into a ranked game, and I'll showcase this Spies-y Ball list in action for you guys.
Uncrate!
Okay, so we are up against Second Wind, which often, I guess at the moment, maybe warriors, people trying out new warrior strategies. We are going second. Magni Division is fine. We have spies, but we don't necessarily have the synergy that we want with the spies. I think having a lock is going to be useful, because often we'll see Greatswords, as is 4 points of removal. I think I'm going to kick the Emissary for the time being. We definitely don't want Afan, so we'll mulligan that as well. And we got Fergus. Also, just a quick shout out to the new board skin that we have here. Corsair is such a nice... See, if I had Amnesty... Well, if I had Amnesty, I can't do anything about it now, but this is a fun card. What I was going to say is, this new board skin, right? You have this portal here. I'm just going to showcase this really quick. So if I click here, and I click here, then I also click here, I think it is. Boom. Look at that. There's the Wild Hunt coming to get us. However, if I click here, and I click here, then we have, like, I think that's Frex in it. And then if I click here, and I click here... Ooh, now it's blue. And then if I click here... There you go, look at that. Look at that. A little bit of fun for the deck. What am I actually playing? I think we just play a Magni Division. Let's just think about rows. I don't think it matters overly which row we play this on. We could lock this. I don't... Do I hate the bleeding? I'm just going to play the Magni for now. I want to leave the front row free, I think, because if I play Duchess's Informant and I get melee-specific units, like the Dimming Corsair or the Ancrate Longship, there it is, I'm going to want to be able to play those myself, right? I do think we just lock this, though. Unfortunately, I have to play that in the range row to lock it. Ooh, that is slightly a problem. We could... what's the best way to do this? We could just play our own one. And then we could Tourney Joust this. We could also put bleeding on it and then kill it with Tourney Joust. Right? But I think for now we just want to get engines of our own. Like anything you can do, I can do better, right? So let's just play some spies. And then I'm actually going to boost this once. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it plays around, because the armor's been removed, it actually plays around Stunning Blow and Gutting Slash. So that way he can't just kill it. Well, I guess he can do that. That's quite expensive though. Like, I would definitely say that is not the cheapest move in the book. Options. So, at the moment, I think we just want to get another boat, right? The only issue is I don't want to spend too many leader charges, but I do feel like playing one here is actually okay just to give this some survivability. And then on the next turn we can use the hunter to put bleeding on this and then kill it with Tourney Joust. Because if we can damage it by one, that's it, down. And I think that's okay. And I mean, if he does put bleeding on it, it's going to take a couple turns before he can play Stunning Blow anyway. The other thing we could do is you could play Tourney Joust. So he shouldn't have positioned that there. He should have put the bleeding on the Duchess's informant. That play there makes absolutely no sense. It's not sensible. I think we're going to use the hunter here. And just put bleeding on the ship, like that. And we can easily catch him up in one card here. Like, we're not overly sad about the current board state. We're only down, what, 4 points. We played Tourney Joust. And then the damage triggers. We should be fine. There's the Greatsword. Okay, so he's going to get a bleed off of that. So that is quite annoying. But actually, like, I think we want to kill this more than this. This is where if we had Amnesty, we would just seize it. But we don't have Amnesty, unfortunately. So I suppose we just kill it, right? And then end our turn. So now he can kill my boat if he wants. Which I think is probably fine. So because the bleeding triggers on the end of my turn, it didn't get a boost, and then it got damaged also by the longship, so even if it had gotten a boost, we would have been able to kill it. Let's get a different portal. Ooh. So we can also
God save us. He's a madman.
okay, so he's gone tempo there. So if we want to go tempo, we can catch up with Braathens. If we play the Duchess's Informant, we can then get another Drummond. We could boost by 6 with the Emissary, or we could damage 2 units by 3 that are adjacent. I don't think it's worth the 3 because of this card here. Like, if we could kill this, it would be good, but maybe we just go Braathens. We could also Purify the Bleed. I don't hate Purifying the Bleed. Depends if we want to bully our opponent, right? Because if we want to bully our opponent, then maybe we just play Braathens and get another boat. Yeah. Because now, like, we are ahead, right? We're on 18, he takes a bleed, we take a bleed, but we get a boost. And then we take a bleed here, so it should be even, right? We take 1, he takes 1 bleeding. Actually, no, he doesn't take a bleeding. We take 1, 2, but we get 1 boost. So it would be on even. So at the moment, I guess maybe we should just use the leader charge to bully the opponent, but yeah, it's fine. There's the pass, yeah. So we have the option of, oh no, I tell a lie, right? We take 2 bleeds and get 1 boost, so we are ahead. So we win on even. Maths. Maths. Oops. It's all good. It's all good. Should we go green? I can change this to green. So now we can actually really push our opponent if we wanted to shorten the round, which we do against Greatswords. And we still have last say. It means we can play like Masquerade Ball, for example, and be quite vicious, which is nice. I don't think the Divine is going to be huge in this matchup. Coup De Grace, I think, is lovely. Amnesty will give us an option to remove a Greatsword if he resurrects it, which is actually huge. Roderick is going to give us one of these 3. Yeah, I think it's our card. Do we have 2? We have 2 Aristocrats as well, right? We have Vincent and we have Roderick. So we have, and Fergus actually. So we have all the cards that we need. So let's go for it. So let's play this. Make this green. And boost it once. Actually, if we boost it twice, it plays around Giga Scorpion Decoction, which I do quite like. And especially if we're bullying this round. you gotta go big or go home, and I think this is where we go big. Because we do want to play around some things here. Veil Veteran. So that's the target now for Vincent, which is amazing. So we're just gonna float this charge. For when he plays a greatsword, we want to be able to deal with that. Let's play the Masquerade Ball. And bear in mind, we can also apply spying to things with Fergus. And if we do that, then we can guarantee our own copy with Coup De Grace. So if we put the spying on the greatsword, we could then play our own greatsword. Dagger. Ah ha ha! This is such a misplay. Right, okay. So watch this 10 provision card get defeated by a 6 provision card. Look at me. I am the dagger now. Can I have my turn? Oh, I guess it automatically ended. Nice. And now he's just sad. Now he is just sad. Okay, so what do we actually want to do here in terms of our Roderick? It could give us Invo. We don't really want. Joachim, I mean, Usurper General is probably where you want to go with this, right? But then we need to poison something, and I guess we would want to poison this, which we don't really want to poison now. So maybe we just, but we'd have to poison it anyway, so maybe we just play Vincent. Kill the invader. Play the poison on the Drummond. If he can deal 2 damage to the Drummond, it'll transform and he'll, you know, cleanse the poison. But if not, then things are kind of looking a bit tricky. Maybe this is just a 2-0. maybe we just 2-0 here. Summon a Skellige unit from your graveyard to an allied row. Okay, so... So we can't poison this. And we can't put spying on it either, which is annoying. So we maybe just have to kill it. I think we just play Roderick. See what we get. We can... I was going to say we can invocation it though, right? I don't hate this. Because it also means we'll draw into something decent. Oh, we have to play the poison first. It means we'll draw into something decent. Here. I'm just going to float this damage. This is unfair. And if we actually, we play Coup De Grace onto Roderick, we then get to play another gold card, right? So we can then play either Joachim, Hirka, or Usurper General. And our opponent really doesn't have a great graveyard for their leader ability either. Like, what are they going to get? An Uncrate Greatsword? Like, I suppose they can... Oh, he killed my dagger. I mean, I guess it was his dagger, but still. He killed it! That's not cool. So let's Coup De Grace this. Play it again. So if we play Joachim, we actually get Hirka anyway. And we get another spy.
I shall flog them into submission.
I want to play this on the melee row. I mean, we don't need to use these charges. We may as well just leave them. So the issue we have at the moment is we don't have many units to actually give spying to, which is kind of a shame, right? Because our whole goal is like we're gonna put spying on the board and boost up our enforcer and shoot him. But I've got to play more than 1 unit, please, so that I can gain value here. So I would assume this is going to be Morkvarg. I mean, Morkvarg is decent here, right? He does get good value from it. But, I mean, we're still up 13 points, and I think we still just take the charges. So let's play Fergus. Give units some spying. Boost up the Thirsty Dame. Did that get 3 charges or 2 charges? I think only... I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Pay more attention, Francesca. So here's where killing the dagger actually was pretty good. And we may as well just use this, because it's worth more points than just letting it trigger. And I as well bore the sea. I don't think that's enough. Like, he doesn't get that much on the Greatsword. No, it's not enough. Especially because the row was so boosted. So, we bullied the Greatsword player. We did win on even, though. I think, like, you know, with red coin especially, this deck is just kind of nasty. It's a bit nasty. Anyway, let's get into another game now, and I'll showcase this deck in action once more for you guys.
Sit at my table and let's drink.
So people just seem to be playing Skellige this time around. I guess this is a Lippy deck. Usually Airsign Ritual is. Having a Magni division is nice. We're going second again, which is also quite nice. This makes the Mage Infiltrator quite useful, I think. The Van Morlehelm Hunter less so. We did get an Impera Enforcer, so we have a little bit of options with our spies. We would like Masquerade Ball though. We're gonna use the Tourney Joust. I'm gonna mulligan the Tourney Joust. Assimilate. So Purify is not huge against Skellige, right? It's not the greatest thing ever, shall we say? Let's light up our portal. It's like here somewhere. Oh, he is playing boats. Okay. So maybe we should have kept the Tourney Joust. He's using his scroll. There we go. Changing out his hand a little bit, trying to find Lippy probably. So I guess we just play the Magni division for the time being. So I should have kept the lock. I kind of expected the Ursine Ritual list to be full Lippy, and then they don't tend to have a lot of engines. So it's less useful, but you know, in this situation more so. Okay, so we got rid of one of his removal options. So how do we want to play this? I think we just, yeah, it's Lippy. So I think what we do is we just play the Impera Enforcer and boost it once. I feel like Lippy doesn't tend to run like Giga Scorpion Decoction, or I mean, he, you know, had the removal for this. He can ping it once and then maybe he can play like a Stunning Blow, but that's going to put it down to what, 1, so it wouldn't even be dead. We want to use the Mage Infiltrator though, ideally to damage like a couple beasts that are adjacent. I guess we could play it here, but we lose out on a little bit of value because of the doggo. It's also good against Ceres. Ceres is one of these cards where the invocation on her is not bad, but you almost want to force your opponent into a position where they boost her, which is slightly awkward. We don't really want to put her in the graveyard either. So we could kill both of the beasts actually, which I don't hate. Like if we do this and then play this.
A secret compartment.
I like it. I'm also going to boost this again, just to play around some stuff. And then we'll just float the charge. End our turn. If we had Amnesty, this is where Amnesty would be amazing, right? Because we can just take Ceres. Unfortunately, we don't have Amnesty. So we did give him an option with the Drummond Villager, but we can just Purify this. And I actually really like that as an option. Because this isn't really an issue for us. Right? So let's just Purify this.
I divined this move from a sparrow.
And I feel like we can probably catch our opponent with leader charges and Braathens and stuff. We have options to make up this gap. So we're kind of okay with the situation. The only thing we don't really have is a good target for Duchess as an informant. I mean, I guess we can take a light longship, and that's okay. But it is only okay. We could play Fergus and put spying on a bunch of stuff. And I feel like that's not horrific. So if we want one of these, we gotta do it now.
Her grace will not be pleased.
Is there anything we need to remove? I want to use these charges in case of... Well, the bleeding trigger, so it'd be on 4, so I do want to use the charges. Let's just do that and end our turn. And then if he passes... So I think what we might actually just do here, because of the bleed, is we'd have to use both of our leader charges. But I think we invocation Ceres. Because, well, we can catch up in one card. But I feel like we want to... Although he's going to play the other good invocation target is the bear. But we can actually kill the bear, right? So let's invocation Ceres. And then do this. And then do we want Afan? Like, yeah, we need Afan here, right? Because we don't have enough tempo, so we have to take Afan. I was wondering if we had an option to put Usurper on the top instead, in order to just draw better into the next round, because we're going to want to lead this guy a little bit. So we would really love to find our Masquerade Ball here. It's going to make our bleed a lot easier. We got Ceres. I mean, Ceres is an 8-point play. She's not Perfect. There's Masquerade Ball. Do we have enough Aristocrats? Yes, we do. We can get rid of this. Okay, I think this is our hand. Roderick is going to give us Coup De Grace or Joachim. So let's just go with it. And I guess we could play that. We could play this on the range row as our opening play. I don't hate that. And then we can play Masquerade Ball later. I mean, we don't have a good way to damage this, right? But if it gets incidentally damaged, it means we have options. Whereas playing the front row isn't really going to help us much. You know, if he plays the unit where we give bleeding to the adjacent, for example. Although he's played both of those, I think. So we can put a status on this, and we can just poison it and stuff. So I think we play Masquerade Ball now.
Let's dance, dance till the sun sings its morning song.
Don't hate it. So if we put spying on it, we can then, I like this, if we put spying on it, we can then use Coup De Grace to get our own champion as Svalbard. So we can use the, and then I guess we could try and poison it in the meantime. Right? Like maybe we just try and poison it in the meantime. But then what do we play? I guess we would play Usurper General and not Seize. Actually, seizing is fine. So we just play Usurper General, because he's... Oh no, he's not an Aristocrat. No, that's fine. We play Usurper General. And then we seize these. And then we just wait. Because I do think we want to poison this. I don't know if he has Gremist, it makes life awkward for us, right? But then I guess what we could do is we could play Fergus. But then we'd have spying and poison. Mata. Okay, so that's going to be Lippy. That's fine. What are we going to draw for our bronze? A Magni, that's bad. We'll just leave that in hand for the time being. But, I mean, I do think this means we can start putting spying on units. So if we play the Fergus, then we can play the Roderick. It means we might waste the poison, though. Nah, I think this is correct, right? So we play this.
Give me my son.
Then we play the poison onto the champion. And then, on the next turn, we can play Roderick. Oh, but we'd have to play the poison before we play Coup De Grace. That's the only kind of awkward point with that play. Is we would have to play poison before Coup De Grace. We could Coup De Grace Mata. If we Coup De Grace Mata, we would get Joachim or... Well, we get Joachim, right? So if we Coup De Grace Mata, we'd get Joachim. No, I think this is how we do it. I don't know if this is correct. We'll find out. So we take Coup De Grace. We hit. We play the poison. We don't kill this because we can just kill it later with thing. Then we play Coup De Grace, and because this is spying, we get our own champion of Svalbard, which puts us massively ahead. And then we can use Vincent to kill the bear. Although, do we want to kill the bear? Because if he's going to play Lippy, we'd rather he played Lippy before we kill the bear. So maybe we just play Magni in the meantime. We can also get our own second major off of Braathens, which is good. And maybe we should have played Braathens slightly earlier, just because we've created a bunch of cards, so we lost some points there. Like, I probably have messed up the sequencing a little bit for optimal strategy here. But, I think things are okay. I'm kind of confused by the Haymay Projectors. So let's just play this. Like, I don't think we need to really get some points here. There's Lippy. Okay, so now we can kill this, right? Because this isn't going to go back into the deck. He's not going to get Ceres either. Oh, bye-bye, Igni. That would have been useful right about now. And because this is doomed, we also get a status, right? Which is nice. So, let's play the Vincent. And kill the champion of Svalbard now. 67 to 38. He has 2 more cards than us, but we have 30 more points than him. So I think we're okay. Play a unit from your deck. Oh, that's painful. So he's got to manually thin them. I mean, it's not a bad play. but it's definitely not how you want to utilize that card, right? So what are our options? We can boost by 6. I think we can play a spy and we can create a card. I think that's the best play because of the assimilate. Right? Ooh, he's got 2 good. No, I think we just keep going. So we'll take the Duchess. Play that. They want the Veil unit? I guess we want the Veil unit. Take that. Play that. 79. Okay. Let's see what you got. I mean, he didn't even really put good cards back, did he, right? Because this is here, this is here, this is here, Hammond is here. A lot of his good stuff is on the board. And he's not getting a Ceres either. So he's kind of lost all of his tempo plays. We still can draw into Joachim as well, which is decent. Triss. Do you have Lacerate? I mean, if he has Triss Lacerate, that's kind of nasty, right?
I'll do what I can.
So if I put the Duchess's Informant on the other row, it would have been better. Amnesty. I mean, he gets 6. Bone Talisman. Oh! Oh, okay. That was not ideal. Okay, but let's just draw Joachim. I believe. I believe. Oh, Coup De Grace. I forgot about that. And a Spy. And Joachim. So we could play Joachim twice here with Coup De Grace. We play Joachim, we pull something. Attorney Joust. Eh. So, I think this is okay. Non-disloyal unit. So we would basically be playing these things twice. I think that seems pretty good. I forgot about Coup De Grace. Comes back to save the day. So that doesn't do anything, that's a 3-point play. So the question we have is, I guess we want this earlier. If we get a lock, it's not that great. If we get bleeding, it's fine. So let's play Joachim. Oh wait, what about Morkvog? Oh, this was a mistake. Should have played this later.
Beaters forward. Let the hunt begin.
There we go. So we played into Morkvog, which was kind of dumb, but I guess we were gonna have to play into Morkvog anyway, because we're playing this twice. Although I can't even remember what he played in round 1. This is the thing. He played 2 of these, right? Yeah, these aren't that good. He didn't even play Morkvog. I'm just like, oh, he's playing into Morkvog, but I don't think that's the situation. I think we completely outplayed this Lippy player. And I'm gonna tell you now, that feels pretty good.
Wise choice.
I'll just hit that. Oh, Conspiracy is for bleed. I guess I could have damaged this by 3, but I don't really want to damage this because I want to play Coup De Grace. I mean, I guess it would have killed it, so it's not a big deal. Probably should have targeted the Spy, but never mind. For some reason I thought this card had Devotion, but it doesn't. It has Conspiracy. You got a Mage Infiltrator. Well, I guess that was a card that I played. Oh yeah, he's got all my, like, bronze spies, right? So let's do that. Play another Joachim. Play this, damage the Joachim, and we win! We win! Against 2 very different Skellige decks. Against, yeah, feels good. Feels good. I mean, winning round 1. The bleed was interesting because, like, we were down... Were we down a card? I think we were down a card, right? So... Then... I don't know. I probably could have sequenced that better. But, all in all, I had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys did too. If you liked this video, then you can always subscribe to the channel. You can always leave a like. Let me know in the comments below what you've been playing, what you've been enjoying. Oh, look at us, we're on promo. We better get to rank 1 now. In the description below, and what you want to see on the channel moving forward. You can always also upvote the deck in the deck builder link on the Gwent website in order to support me as a creator. It's always appreciated for anyone who does do that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the Team Leviathan Gaming website. Shout out to Gravesh for the base version of this deck. Like I said, I tweaked it a bit. He had like Ramon and stuff, and I went more for Coup De Grace because I just felt like it's more fun. Not necessarily better, but definitely more fun. So yeah, that's more or less it. Have an awesome day wherever you are in the world. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. Follow me on Twitter, @Jaggerous. Bye!